I have large number of questions listed here. What I try to do is try to summarize this question into a group and then ask this question to Suhas ji and as well as Shailendra ji. The questions are related to battery. Some questions are related to environment. Some questions are related to the motors and systems. Some questions are related to the business, how to get into this business. So based on the questions available, I'm trying to go through the questions large in numbers. So I picked up few of the questions to emit which are totally different, which are not detailed out in this program. So I just pick up two questions which is related to the motor. This question is to Suhas ji. Something related to hub motors. Mostly electric two-wheeler assemblers only use hub motors and not cylindrical motors, and also depending totally on China. So why it is so?
See, traditionally the vehicles are coming from China, but now there are a number of options which are now available in India for the hub motors and different types of motors also. So now the work full-fledged which is going on in India, and you will get Make in India motors.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This another question is also for you only. This is related to the speed of the vehicle. What is the highest speed of electric vehicle and acceleration in 5 seconds in four-wheeler and two-wheeler?
See, it depends on it's a designer's choice. Currently, mainly in India, the vehicles which are launched, they are now I'm talking about two-wheeler. Two-wheeler acceleration is pretty good. There is no issue, but it's a designer's choice. It has to be designed accordingly. You can get as better acceleration, because if you can see the global companies like Tesla, they are giving really a very good high accelerated vehicles. So acceleration is a design criteria, not at all an limitation or advantage or disadvantage.
So another important question which is related to where do you see this electric vehicle industry 5 years down the line in India specifically?
See, as I explained in the workshop, what I was telling, that it's really a lucrative proposition. So it is up to us, people of India or the global people, how we want to get into it and adopt the technology. And I don't see any reason why we should not go and adopt it, because it's a very effective, it's supportive, it helps mankind, it helps people in a larger way. So and it saves money from your pocket. So absolutely no reason why it will not grow, and government is very supportive on this.
This is another important question. What about this charging station? Is it a lucrative business? Can I get into that business? This is one question.
It's a very lucrative business. It's a very lucrative business. And today only 63,000 petrol pumps are fueling your vehicles on the street. And as you know, the timing for charging is going to be increased. So charging station itself, it's a huge business line which is coming up, and government is supporting left, right, center by all means for motivating this business.
Where do we get idea to get into this business, and what way you can help us?
See, we are a consulting company. We can always work out. You can come out with your proposition, what you want. It's a vast industry. We can sit down together, work out and find out, and give you the proper deliverable solutions till you make the profit.
The next question related to the environment. One is, what is the disposal policy of the old vehicle in the government of India has decided? Second is, if we are producing lithium-ion battery, safety of the production as well as the disposal and environmental damages related to lithium battery.
This is an industry which is now setting up all the norms. Government has already come up with the draft form of battery recycling policy, because it's not only for electric vehicles, it is for your laptops, mobile, everywhere these batteries are used. So this is a very clean, clear-cut policy which government has come up. And see, this once the industry starts, industry will also learn, and government is also putting it from the day one. So I think we are getting into a good way. And as far as safety is concerned, now the battery technology is getting matured enough. Is not that it is an immature industry. So safety aspects, there is a still scope. I'm not saying that it's a fully safe designs are already ready and all, and nothing is going to happen. So it's a work in progress, which is not at any stage where we can say we can have fear to go for electric vehicles. Is absolutely fear free, we can go.
Another is again related to the infrastructure. When the electric vehicles are, the population increases, whether India is equipped to cater electricity for that?
Yes, absolutely. If you see the India's mission for the renewable energy, all the chargers, what I'm talking about, they are all going to talk to the grid also. And without grid, a powerful grid, it is not possible. And if you see the solar energy or the renewable energy production, which is enhancing in India, and we are ahead of the target in that. So absolutely, government has planned it well. It is not that is a post facto something which is going to happen. So absolutely no worries on that. Government is well equipped and well planned even before the electric vehicles are getting deployed.
See, another interesting question again related to the government policy. I understand EVs are not required to be registered, at least for two-wheelers. Not sure about both. How insurance and other things will work on this?
This is a good question, especially for two-wheeler, where the speed is less than 25 kilometer. The vehicles are not required to be registered. That is what is the government norm. And now government is working on the insurance policy also for that. So that is still in progress, but not yet completed. But for low speed vehicles, government has given the clearance that no vehicle registration is required, which is very, very clear as of now.
There is one question related to the battery checking. Is there any software or simulator available to check and model the battery?
Yes, there are multiple softwares which are available. Utility softwares are available with the battery manufacturers, and they are available. You can test the battery, check the battery. You can also see how many life cycles you have used, how many life cycles are remaining. It depends on the design of the battery.
There are some questions related to the courses. If I wanted to get into the business, what type of courses I should get into, where it's available?
What I recommend for that, our mail ID is written very clearly over here, info@rosefieldb2b.com. They can write a mail to us and we can respond accordingly, so that they can get a better clarity about the courses.
Again, it is related to the vehicle. Is off-road vehicle like farming, etc. Is it electric vehicle is capable of handling that much of power and energy?
Yeah, the Indian make tractor is already there on the street now. So one of the company in northern India, they already developed the tractor, and they are doing the farming with the electric tractor. So India, there is no dearth of talent, and we Indian, we should be very proud of it, that we are way ahead in this industry than even the global.
Fantastic, sir. This question is again, I think, related to battery again. What do you think about nickel metal hydride batteries as an alternative battery instead of lithium-ion battery for commercial?
Yeah, see, there are a number of options which are available. As I said during my presentation also, that there are a number of options. So it depends on the application, what you really want, what is the technical commercial feasibility. Because it should not happen that the best technology, but with poor efficiency or higher cost, it should not become unfit. So always the technology has to be in fit with the technical and commercial sense.
Yeah. You spoke about the chargers. This one question is related to the universal socket charger come with electric vehicle, but the charger AC001 come with industrial type 16 ampere socket. How we universal socket standard enhance it?
See, the government, this is a DC001 or the AC001. These are the first standard which government of India came up. And now the vehicles are changing. Now people are, the industry is going towards CCS. So that industry is evolving. So it is too early to say, but government is very clearly keeping the tap on the standards. So we need not to really worry. We have to have that much of faith on the industry and the government, where government is very keen in pushing the electric mobility. So they will support.
Lot of questions on batteries. Definitely, I am choosing which are not detailed out in our presentation. Probably in our workshop, it must be, I am sure. So one question is again related to polymer-based lithium battery be used in electric vehicle. Means whether we can use it. It will cost more than IC engine?
Again, as I said, there are a number of chemistries, technologies which are available. So it depends on the application, whether it is a two-wheeler, it's for bicycle, it is for the four-wheeler, it is for the truck, tractor. So depending on the suitability, we have to decide. I'm not saying that lithium polymer batteries are good or bad, or they are not useful. So it depends on the application. It has to be decided. And in our work, detailed workshops, we cover all these topics, which are very, very important. And this is what is the main thing, which what is the selection criteria for motor, what is the selection criteria for battery, what is the life cycle, temperature, charge, discharge. There are a number of factors which we consider, torque. So all those economics, everything which we consider, and then we talk.
When we talked about that transition from IC to electric vehicle, it is going to take longer duration. I'm sure for 2 weeks, maybe as you stated, 2025, it is going to take beyond that. And while during the transition, is there any way that IC engines vehicles can be converted into EV, or it can be a hybrid vehicle? Is there any project or something happening behind?
Yeah. See, this is what is an industry which is going to come up. It's a conversion, vehicle conversion or retrofit industry, which is going to come up very, very well. Because see, India has a tendency that no one will like to throw the old vehicles. So it has to, but it has to become a technically and commercially viable. So this is an industry which is going to evolve. And this is going to be a very big industry, like we have seen earlier, CNG kits which have come up. So this is a similar kind of energy conversion kits are going to come up. And that is going to evolve as an industry, not a few vehicles or some vehicles. It will evolve as an industry itself.
There are many questions, I think, look from students and from individual people about job and opportunity. Some question, I request those are interested, please write to info.rosefieldb2b.com. It is available on the screen also on the right side of Joshi sir. You can pick up and send a mail. And I'm continuing with my question. I think I have another few minutes. Kasturi, am I right? I have another 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
So this question is related to it is again related to the battery only. What is BMS? This is some basic question again cropped up. So we want to hear from you more detail.
See, BMS is a battery management system, which is the heart of the battery. So there are a number of cells what we are assembling and we are delivering the energy. So how this, like our heart, how it operates our whole body or holds the circulation of the blood. So it actually circulates the complete energy within the vehicle. So that is the BMS. That is most important part of the BMS. And it protects you. It helps you in managing the vehicle well.
A question now related to the vehicle itself. In IC engine, there is lubricant, there is many kind of oils used. So is there anything for, because the number of moving parts you stated is less. So is that anything required like coolant or lubricant for electric vehicle?
No, absolutely no coolant required because there is no engine. But yes, the kind of lubrications which are required for, say, when you are having a tire assembly and brake assembly, there whatever the coolants and other lubrications which are required, oils are required, those are going to remain. That is not going to go away. But balance, otherwise, engine oil and other these things, filters and all, that is going to go away.
Something related to the investment. Again, a question, very interesting question. Which are the Indian listed companies to be studied for consideration of our potential investment?
See, it's a very subjective question. There are many companies which are coming up. So it will be wrong on my part if I tell you that, okay, you study one company or the another company. It's a totally biased answer which I cannot give.
You talked about EV vehicle and specifically two-wheelers and three-wheeler. And then, of course, when you expect that India is ready to take challenge of commercial vehicles, and what is your expectation on that?
See, I'm seeing very clearly now, especially on the commercial vehicle side, which is actually a very straightforward game. In next couple of years now, if you see the transition of the commercial vehicle is a investment centric. So investment is one of the criteria wherein people should see. So one is a capex, one is a opex. So once that game, the prices are now with the scale of economy, the prices are going down. So once it is coming to that break-even kind of a point, there I can see. So in next 2 to 3 years time, I am seeing that it's going to become a really a good traction which I can see in that industry very well. And even now the buses, the straight electricity buses and all are moving very, very well.
Thank you, Suhasji. The questions are many, and we are trying to collate those stuff and share with you also, and then get an update from you to share in a larger public. And request all that participants to ensure to raise your question to info@rosefieldb2b.com. We will receive all your questions and we will try to answer most of them and try to come with a solution also. Thank you, Suhasji, for this wonderful peer session. And of course, it is opened up and cleared many of our doubts.